What's up, my fellow karters? Just like the video says, we're going to be discussing some of the best top speed karts in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe right now, and also showing off a brand new stat calculator. My name is Wreckage, if you guys didn't know, and this is going to be my very first legitimate YouTube video. Today, like I just said, we're going to be discussing some of the best top speed karts you can put together at the moment, as well as show off a brand new Mario Kart 8 stat calculator that I made a few days ago. Now, you guys might be wondering why I made a stat calculator when there's a million of them out on the web right now. Well, the reason behind that is that they changed a lot of stats when they went from the Wii U to the Switch version, and a lot of people don't realize that. So I put together all the fresh stats in a nice, easy layout and really detailed. So let's just jump right into it. Here's the stat calculator. Boom! So here it is, guys, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Stat Calculator, created by me. Here's my Twitch and the YouTube link. I'll leave a download link for this in the description below. Also, you can come to my Twitch. I have it on there. So let's just get down to it. So basically, here are the 3 karts you can do for a comparison. To select your driver, you just click on there and drop down. Same thing for kart, wheels, and the wings, the gliders. Like I said, you can have 3 different ones on here, so you can see the direct comparisons right here. Down here, you have very detailed stat lines, so you can see every little bit about it. Here's all the drivers, light, mediums, heavy. Here's the karts, bikes, ATVs. Here's the wheels, and here's the gliders. Now, there is another one that just came out on the internet. It doesn't do the detailed stat lines like this one has. Basically, you just select the parts and it throws it together for you and tells you what you got. I prefer this much more because I like to see every little bit of thing here, every tiny stat, and I can just, pick and choose what I want and then throw it together and see what happens instead of just blindly chucking stuff together. But, alright, so let's get down to it. So for the first kart, I got Dry Bowser. Now, the reason why I use Dry Bowser, I'll show you right down here. As you can see, the heavies, the super heavies, are Bowser, Morton, and me. But if you go over here to Dry Bowser and Wario, their stat lines are pretty much identical, except they are slightly lighter than the super heavies, and their handling is slightly better. Same thing for the traction. So since there's really no negatives, it's only positives, I just went with Dry Bowser. And same thing, you could choose Wario if you want as well. For the kart, Sports Coupe, after really studying all the stats and all the different karts, I decided that the Sports Coupe is one of the best ones out there, and I really do enjoy playing with it. Wheel-wise, I like the Slims. Slims have a very nice stat line. Same thing for Wario Wing. So here we go, Kart 1. So speed, ground, water, air, anti-gravity. It just directly correlates to how fast you go on the ground, water, air, and anti-gravity. For ground, you got 5. For water, you got 4.5. For air, you got 5.25, and anti-gravity, 5.75. Now, the max is 6, but I don't think you can actually reach 6. I think the max stats you reach is 5.75. For a general rule of thumb with top speed, I don't like to go below 5, but as you see here in the water, it's 4.5. The water doesn't really populate a lot of courses, except for like Dolphin Shoals, which is like half water. But aside from that, I don't really think water's too big of a deal. So, yeah, I mean, it's above 4, so I mean, that's great in general anyway. So I don't really worry about that too much. Same thing for air. I mean, you're not really in the air for a long period of time. So basically what I focus on is ground and anti-gravity, because the majority of the courses in the game are ground anti-gravity. They take up huge chunks of it. So you always want these to be your best stats. Acceleration wise, you want to have a decent acceleration, because in this game you really get pelted with items. And the better the acceleration, the faster you're going to pick up after getting destroyed by a blue shell, and then following a red shell, and then another red shell, and another red shell. So you kind of want a decent acceleration. So for a general rule of thumb of acceleration with top speed karts, don't go below 2.25. Weight, 4.75. Now this is great because the higher weight you have, the easier you can just chuck people all over the course. So don't be afraid to ram people off to the side, because you will win the battle. It's pretty heavy. For handling, you got ground, water, air, anti-gravity. Just affects how well you turn on all those courses. It has great even stat line at 2.75. It's just really balanced, and I don't have any trouble making corners on this. Really tight drifts. It's just great in general. Traction is 2.25. With traction, it affects how fast you go on like ice and desert. General rule of thumb, I don't like to go below 2.25, but as you can see, there's a 2 there. I'll explain that once I get to the second cart. And mini turbo is 2.5. With the mini turbo, that's the turbo you get from holding a drift, and it changes colors, and then you release it and you get that boost. This just affects how long the boost is, not like the power of the boost or anything. So again, with this cart, it's a great balanced cart for top speed. I really enjoy using it. I suggest trying it out. You might like it a lot. But that's it for the Sports Coupe. Cart 2, same guy, Dry Bowser. Like I said, all these drivers are going to be Dry Bowser. You got the Blue Falcon with Crimson Slim and the Wario Wing. So what happens here, if you look, the ground is 5.25. It gives you that little extra boost on ground, which is always good because, I mean, the mass majority of stuff is always going to be ground. And then the second is anti-grab, water, then air. And water is 4.25. Again, water is above 4, so that's all right. Air is 5, which is still great. Anti-grab is 5.5, which is still awesome. Acceleration is 2.25, same as the Sports Coupe. Weight is a 4. It's almost a full point lighter than the Sports Coupe, but I mean, that's still plenty heavy to knock people around, because the majority of people use like the medium light characters. I don't really see the heavies get used as much, but because of that, this 4 will keep you going strong, knocking people around. Handling is actually better than the Sports Coupe. The only thing that isn't better is the air, which, I mean, you don't really need handling in air. You're kind of just going in a straight line for the majority of the time. Occasionally you have to make a slight turn to reach like a shortcut, but that's still perfectly fine. You'll have no problem reaching those shortcuts at 2.5. Traction is a 2. Now, like I said, I don't like to go below 2.25, but I mean, because of how balanced this cart is, I mean, I just kind of accept it, because it is a really great cart. And mini turbo is 2.25, just slightly worse than the Sports Coupe. And again, none of these are like my final decisions. It's not in a particular order at the moment. I might make another video later changing my mind. This is just what I found to be really good right now, and after studying all the stats and actually playing with them. Okay, so on to the third cart. Dry Bowser again, Blue Falcon with standard wheels and Wario Wing. So what this does, gives you ground of 5 like the Sports Coupe, water 4.25 like the second cart, air 5.25 like the Sports Coupe. Anti-grab is the lowest of the bunch at 5, which is still great. I mean, 5 is a great stat for this. Acceleration, though, this is where the difference is 2.75. Now, if you really feel like you're getting pelted by stuff, I mean, it would be a great idea to switch over to this cart, because that little extra half a point difference will make a difference. You'll see the little bit of kick after you get hit by something. It'll go a little bit faster getting up there, so that's always a good thing to have. Weight's a 4. Handling is great all around the board. Air is at 2.25, but again, air doesn't really matter too much. But everything else is at a decent level. Traction is at a 3, so it's the highest of the bunch, so you'll get a nice boost on the ice and desert. And the mini turbo is 2.5, just like the Sports Coupe. So this is also a really great balanced cart, which gives you some nice top speeds and a little bit extra acceleration on there. So again, if you feel like you're getting pelted with things, give this cart a try. It might help you out a little bit better. So now, that fourth cart, the balls to the wall speed cart. I'll just pop it in cart 3 down here. So Dry Bowser with the Circuit Special or P-Wing, same car. And you want to use the Slicks or Cyber Slick, same item as well, and Wario Wing or Gold Wing. So this is for just straight up speed, not caring about any other stat. So ground 5.75, amazing, super fast. Water's a 4. Hey, it's still a 4. It doesn't go below that. Air's 4.25. Not bad at all. Anti-grav 5.5. Great on that. But your acceleration's at a 1.5. So if you get hit with anything, man, it hurts. It takes a while to build up again. So if you manage to get away from everything, always have blockers at the ready, and you know, you're gonna get hit by a blue shell if you're running in the lead. But aside from that, you will get one hell of a lead on people if you can maintain it. Always have blockers up. Uh, but again, this is just for the top speed, not really taking into account balance or anything. The weight is a 5, which is great. It's the highest weight out of all the karts I've shown, so you can really just slug people and swing them around, and no problem at all. Handling is atrocious. 2, 1.5, 1.5, and a 2. Even regardless of that, I don't really have any issues taking turns or drifting in this thing. You do notice it, but it's as horrific as those stats look. It doesn't feel that horrific. Traction is a 1.25, which is miserable. So, you know, ice and desert you're going to have a little issue on. And mini turbo is also miserable at a 1.25, but I guess your top speed on ground is supposed to make up for that. But, so that's it for that top speed kart. So those are my suggestions for the current best top speed / balanced karts out there at the moment. Like I said, this is not a final decision. I might release another video later after more playtime. I might decide some other kart's better, or wheel, or wing, or even character. But these are my suggestions for now. So why don't you give it a shot? Also, don't forget to download this stat calculator. As you can see, it's really helpful and very easy to use. And everything's just right at your fingertips. I hope you guys enjoy using that. But so that's it. That's it for my top karts. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope the stat calculator I made is very useful for you guys. Again, the link to the calculator will be in the description below. Also, you can come to my Twitch. I'll have the link on there, and please feel free to join in and watch me, and I'll host tournaments and whatnot. My YouTube will be kicking up now. I'll try and release a video a week, but May 14th I'll be going on vacation, so I'll be gone for a week. But this video was a first in a series of 3. The next video I'm going to do is going to be about acceleration, well-balanced acceleration karts, and then the third one will be like, hey, this is it. This is what I think the best is. I figure that's enough time to figure it out, enough playtime. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please come by, see me on Twitch, and I'll see you next time, guys.